Welcome everyone. So we will continue with the topic of chromatography. So here it is given this process of separation of components of a mixture is known as chromatography. That means the separation method which we discussed in activity 2.7 and the explanation and the questions related with that which we discussed in last few videos. So that technique is said to be chromatography. Now this chromatography I already told you in live session class that this chromatography term it is formed by two words, one is chroma and the other one is graphy. So chroma means chroma is a Greek word which means color, whereas graphy means writing. And you must have heard about the term calligraphy. So graphy means writing. This technique was first used for separation of color, so this name was given. And why the name chromatography was given? The reason is that because firstly it was used for the colored pigments only, and that is why its name is given related to color, which is chromatography. Now, chromatography is the technique used for separation of those solutes that dissolve in the same solvent. So, this is a principle of chromatography technique. Please underline this. This is very important statement. So, this is the first point, or this is the first point for principle of chromatography. So, what this point is actually saying, this point is saying that whatever the solute we have taken, for which we want to know whether it is a mixture or it is a pure substance, for example dye, then we have to take that solvent only in which the solute is soluble. So we know that dyes, they are water soluble in nature, they can dissolve in water, and that is why what we have taken water in the jar, in the vessel we have taken water, and when the water reaches to the spot where ink was placed, then that dye was soluble in water and it gets dissolved in water, and then dye also started rising with water. So that is why this is very important point. It is one first point for principle of this technique, right? Sorry, with the advancement in technology, newer techniques of chromatography have been developed. You will study about chromatography in higher classes. Now see, actually this chromatography technique, it is a little bit difficult and complicated topic, and this you are going to study in higher classes only in detail. This is just a very basic concept related with chromatography. Now the chromatography technique which we discussed in activity 2.7, with the help of filter paper we were doing that activity, so that chromatography technique is said to be paper chromatography. Please, if you want, you can also mention it somewhere near activity 2.7 that this activity, or see, actually what happens, chromatography technique, it can be done with the help of different materials. So basically there are three type of chromatography. One is paper chromatography, the other one is thin layer chromatography, and the third one, which is the most you can say the recent one or the most complicated one, is the column chromatography. So about column chromatography and thin layer chromatography, which is in short said to be TLC, so that you are going to study in higher classes only. The easiest and the simplest form of chromatography technique is the paper chromatography, which we have discussed in activity 2.7. The concepts, the principle and everything in all these different you can say form of chromatography is remain the same. It is same for all different form of chromatography. The only thing is that we have taken different apparatus or different material to perform this principle of chromatography. So here as we are performing this chromatography technique on filter paper, that is why it is said to be paper chromatography. So this, at least you remember the term paper chromatography here, and you should also know, like, only the names you should know about the different forms of chromatography technique, like I said. So it is not given in your book. I'm not saying that you are going to get the questions definitely, but as we are discussing about the chromatography technique, so that the basic terms and the basic things related with that you should know. So that is why I introduced some new terms with you, or some new things with you. So just if you want, you can write somewhere that here we have discussed in activity 2.7 is paper chromatography, which is the simplest form of chromatography technique. Now see, actually when the chromatography technique was firstly developed, then it was not having a lot of uses, but this chromatography technique, with the passage of time, it is found that it is a very versatile method, and it is having lot of uses in different fields. and that is why this technique, it has become very, very popular also nowadays. So this applications, you can see that we are having three, which is the most you can say the commonly where the chromatography technique is most commonly used. So first is colors in a dye, like we discussed in activity 2.7, that if we want to know that a dye, whatever the dye we are having, if it is a mixture of two components or three components, or if we also want to know that what are the colors present in the dye. For example, if I am saying that if we have taken a red dye or a green dye, and suppose that green dye, if it is formed from a yellow component and any other colored component, so that thing also we will be able to know with this chromatography technique. Then second one is pigments from natural colors. So this is also important. That means pigment from natural colors. For example, this is related with biology, when you are having different colors of flowers and different chlorophyll pigments, and because all these are colored pigments in the flowers and the leaves and everything. So for that also it was used. That means nowadays also it is used. This chromatography technique is also having application to find the pigments from natural colors. So basically what we want, if we are having any natural color, and if we want to know that what kind of pigments are present in that natural color, it can be any natural source, it can be flower, it can be any other natural source, then how many components are there and what are the different pigments are present, for that we will apply this chromatography technique. Third and the last one is drugs from blood. So drugs from blood also it is used in the forensic science and forensic lab. That means forensic lab is also where chromatography technique is used to find about the, you can say, what different kind of drugs available in the blood. So if you want to know, then first of all you need to know that whether blood is containing drugs or not, or if it is containing drugs, then what are its nature. So to know about the nature of the drug, if it is present in blood, so first of all we need to remove it, or we need to separate it from the blood. And that is like you have seen in the activity that how if we want to know about dye, for that we have taken ink. Same way, if we want to know that if the blood contains drug or not, then for that we will take blood, and then we will be able to find out whether it is containing drug or not, or if it is containing drug, then if we want to know more about it, that means the nature of the different components in the drug, that also it can be studied. So for that, first of all, we need to separate drug from blood. So about this particular application, I will also be searching some of the videos and I will be sharing with you in the next class. Thank you.